The Kansas-Arkansas game, that's what I kind of have circled. Like, I thought
That's
Kansas.
the one. Isn't that the one? Like, that's the second round game that you looked at before this thing started, and you're like, oh my, like Bill Self against Musselman. Like, we may not get that now. We may not get Bill Self against Musselman. Self missed the game today. It didn't matter. Norm Roberts was really good, and but Norm's not Bill Self. And the sources that I've talked to say there's still a chance Bill is able to coach in this one, but again, it's up to his medical team at this point.
Take your time, Bill. Take your time.
Exactly.
Some things are bigger than hoop. Take your time. We'd like to have you
won a national title last year.
Yeah.
You know what? Yeah, I just see, like, this is going to be a tough game. Arkansas didn't even play well, and they won. They really did. Nick Smith didn't play well, right? Like, who played great? Like, Devo played pretty well. But other than that, Arkansas did not play well, and they still found a way to win against an Illinois team that honestly has been a shit show most of the year.
Yeah.
They've had their moments. But ultimately, I'm almost like Illinois fans probably are like, thank God this thing's over.
Yeah, what a roller coaster.
Yes.
Well, we said Dramamine at Christmas. You remember that?
Yeah.
Like, they still need it. They still need it. I mean, golly, finally the roller coaster is over. But, man, when they were good, they were really good. But Matthew Meyer, like, 0 for 6 today, 0 for 5 from 3. You could never really quite get the consistency out of him.
I don't have a point guard, T.O. They haven't had a point guard. That ultimately, I was out on.
You can't. The bottom line is you just couldn't. There was no one on that team that was willing to take the leadership role that you needed. I want to ask you guys this though, because I really do think that Arkansas is in a great position to get themselves into the Sweet 16. I have them winning that in my bracket. I'm going to open up my Bet Rivers app on Saturday morning. I'm going to bet on Arkansas beating Kansas in that game. T.O., am I a crazy person? Because all I'm seeing in my head right now is 6-foot Dwan Harris and Grady Dick, who is not a great defender, having Musselman finding ways to get them on Anthony Black or Nick Smith or Ricky Council, one of the 3 pros. He's going to find a way to create that matchup and be able to exploit it. That's what I see happening in my head.
Is Grady Dick that bad of a defender?
No. Why is everybody saying?
I don't know. I don't think so either.
He was at the start of the. He's gotten better throughout the year, but I'm still going to go ahead and say that if you put Grady Dick on Anthony Black and Musselman can find a way to create isolations for him, I think Anthony Black wins that matchup.
I think you just back off.
Hey guys, just a reminder, our sponsor for today's episode is Run Your Pool. They are hosting the Field of 68 Bracket Challenge. This year, they are giving away $1,500 in free prizes. It's all an incentive for you to get on there and find out just how good their platform is. I've been using them for my bracket pools for years. I've used them for Super Bowl squares. I use them for everything that I need to use them for. The biggest survivor pool that I'm in for both NFL and NCAA tournament is by Run Your Pool. So go check them out. The link's below. Tap in.
I think Grady Dick's. I think Grady Dick's a good defender. I might be in the minority there, but like he's long, he's athletic, he gets to spots. Like I think he might be.
He actually tries. He tries.
Yeah, I mean he's there. Right. He's there. And DeJuan Harris,
he always tried. He's starting to figure out like the positioning and how to use angles and how to be able to get the, what do they call them, stocks, the steals and blocks. He's starting to figure it out a little bit. Point regardless. Where do you stand on this matchup? Where do you stand on it, CeeDee?
I think DeJuan Harris is the best defensive point guard in college basketball. I worry about him none. I worry about him zero. Not at all. Forget about it. I think he's one of the best defensive point guards in college basketball. I do wonder, though, if that game gets to really going wide open, and I think it will be. I think it's going to be a really entertaining game because there's a lot of offensive firepower. Is Jalen Wilson going to be able to overpower whoever's guarding him? Because I think, like, when it comes to this supreme athleticism, supreme size, Arkansas has that. Jordan Walsh is a defensive specimen, and he's going to get that matchup a good majority of that time. He didn't start, but he played 27 minutes. And, like, he's one of those guys that he has that ample length.
But he's a freshman, and Jalen Wilson is a vet.
A strong vet at that. He's got tree trunks for legs. So, like, I wonder who's going to be able to get buckets with more consistency, right? And I would venture to say that Jalen Wilson does, because I don't know that the rotations for Arkansas are going to be as sharp as what Kansas's are just because they're older. Has nothing to do with coaching, has nothing to do with anything else. I think from a consistency perspective of having older guys on that roster that are starting a lot, that have been together for a long time, I feel like Kansas will be able to carry that through. But this is dangerous. This is a dangerous game.
All right,
because
we got a minute.
Arkansas has so much firepower.
We got a minute before we break. Let me ask you guys this. We know Kansas wants to play that small ball lineup with KJ Adams at the 5, right? Arkansas can match that. They can play Devo Davis out there. They can put the Mitchell twins on the bench, and you got Jordan Walsh, Ricky Council, Anthony Black, and Nick Smith out there. Is that what you do, T.O.? Is that what you do, Goodman? Like, do you go small? Do you try to match them up like that?
You haven't really done it. You haven't really done it as much. I mean, you played the Mitchell twins enough. I don't think you change what you do here. I think you go with your strength against their strength. And to me, I just believe in Kansas. I believe in them because they've got two dudes who were a huge part of a national title team a year ago. And again, whether it's Bill Self or Norm Roberts, I still like Kansas in this one, in a close one.
I'm just happy for the people of Des Moines. They have something exciting in their lives happen, that they have this type of game coming along to Iowa, so their heart rate can get up a little bit.
Yeah.
Good for them.